Welcome back to another Wind Down Wednesday with your girl, Soulz Journey. Listen, baby, I am sitting on the porch with one of my favorite people, my cousin, Terry Moore. How you doing, Terry?
Hey, I'm doing amazing. Glad to be here.
Yes. I'm glad that you can be here and that you are willing to come on the show and just have this on the porch conversation with me.
Amen. Amen on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just want to say that I honor you. I honor you, black man, and I love you. Okay?
I love you too, and I
Yes.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You just tell the audience who you are.
Okay, where do I start off? Terry Moore. My background is over 35 years in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been very fortunate. I've worked with MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Will Smith, worked on a Tough Destruction record, public speaker, written for Right On Magazine, Billboard Magazine, so a lot of stuff.
Yes, that's awesome. That is so awesome. I didn't even know like all of the accolades that you do have. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something when we family, it's just that. You know what I mean? Okay, we family, we we don't be digging too far in your career and all that. But that is so dope though. I love that. Listen, so what do you have going now? What do you have going on right now?
Oh, wow. I still do a little bit of music, but not as much as I used to. Public speaker. Talk about my disability. I was born with cerebral palsy. And independent associate with Legal Shield. Been doing that for a couple of years now. And yeah, just rocking and rolling with it.
Yes. Now listen, would you mind telling people some of the challenges that you had to face with you doing public speaking and having cerebral palsy? Because a lot of people may not even understand what that is.
Well, basically with cerebral palsy, it's sort of like limited my motor skills. Some people have it severe where they're in a wheelchair and they can't really speak for themselves or do anything for themselves. Mine is pretty much related to my legs, so when I'm walking, you can actually see the way I walk. I have a very severe limp. And one of the things is not hereditary, so a lot of people wonder if it's hereditary, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
When I was born, my mom actually had the German measles, and that affected the birth. And as far as challenges, one of the blessings is that I was around a lot of strong people that motivated me, family and friends that kept me going and stuff. So I didn't really, especially growing up in New York City, which was probably one of the best cities to grow up in being disabled because, people help you develop your armor
Exactly.
in New York City.
That's a good way to put it.
If it challenges you on the right way or challenge you in a bad way, it was great in New York City. So I've had a lot of people push me forward.
Yes, I love that. Oh my gosh. Tell me how it was working with MC Lyte. Listen, I saw you in this video and I was just like, oh my God, that's my cousin. Like, to derail the conversation just a little bit. Like, how was that?
Yeah, it's so crazy. That was so many years ago. That was like 88.
Right.
And just working with Lyte was amazing. When I started working with Lyte, I want to say she was about 16 years old. She's also a Moore. She's Lana Moore.
Wow.
But not sure if we're related, but I am related to her cousin, Kenneth Moore, DJ K-Rock, which is Kenneth Moore.
Wow.
And I speak to K-Rock probably every couple of months. I spoke to Lyte the last time in November. She sent me a text message and wished me happy birthday last November, which was cool. So I may talk to her maybe every couple of years. But working with her was amazing because we was really like at a independent record label in Brooklyn. And it was me and MC Lyte and a group called Audio 2 and a song out called Top Billin'.
That was my joint.
Yeah, Top Billin', that worked with Milk and Gears. Positive K was also on the label. DJ Coco Chanel, who's doing amazing now as a solo DJ, but when I worked with Coco Chanel, she was with a group called Kings of Swing, MCP, Michi Me, Bar Shaw, rest in peace. So it was a great time to just network and fellowship. We were like family, so it was great.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. I love that. I didn't know that at the time. Like back then, I just didn't know that about you. Like I said, I just know you as my family. That's it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
From a young,
right.
being younger. Wow.
Right.
Listen, if you could go back to your younger self, what advice would you give the young Terry?
Oh, I would probably say, I think I already know this. Uh, Before you get into the music industry, become a songwriter.
Mm.
Because I was hanging out around a lot of different artists back in the days, because I was a publicist.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an opportunity to meet Janet Jackson. I met Madonna. I met Paula Abdul. Like I said, hanging out with MC Light. But I never thought about being a songwriter or even a producer, because years later I would have been definitely not dealing with, but definitely receiving a lot of residual off of some of my publishing if I had thought about it back in the day. So I definitely would have told my youngest self to plan better, not sort of just be free flowing, but to really plan better, especially when it came to the music side, because there's so many people that I knew back in the days in 88, 87 who were planning, doing record labels at a young age and doing publishing and songwriting and producing. I wasn't even thinking on that level. I was just a publicist working with different artists, and that's all I was thinking about at the time. Yeah.
What created your love for music?
I always had a love for music, but Prince was actually the person that sort of propelled me into getting into the music industry, because I remember one year he was performing for the American Music Awards, and I just remember being at a crossroad in my life. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do, but I saw him performing, and I just remember thinking that he was having a lot of fun performing. And I was like, he's getting paid to have a lot of fun performing. That's what I want to do. I want to get paid and have a lot of fun doing it. I want to get into the music industry, and that was really my thought process of, let me see what I can do. And not so much as in front of the camera, but I knew I wanted to do something behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, so a question for you. What does family mean to you?
Oh, family is everything, because, just having cousins and having my parents and my son, is that when things are going off to a rocky start, I know that I can always call a family member, my mom, my dad, even my son. Hey, I got a question for you, and even my mom calls me up and asks me, hey, what do you think about this? So, family, whether it's family that are blood related or family that is non-blood related. A lot of my business partners and the business that I do with Legal Shield, a lot of us are now family. So we created that culture.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That is amazing. And so I'm going to give you a series of words, and you can tell me what is the first thing that comes to your mind with these words. Okay? All right. You ready? Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now. It's all good.
Got me nervous. Got me nervous.
All right. The first word is love.
Family.
What about hate?
Jealousy.
Man.
Woman.
Woman.
Woman, man.
What about music?
Peace.
That's deep. Wow. How about legacy?
Legacy, first thing that comes to mind is planning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now listen, tell me a little bit about one of your greatest accomplishments.
Probably. I don't know if I would call my son accomplishment.
He is. Shout out to you, Jordan.
He might give me the side. He might give me the side eye with that. So I'm gonna say, business-wise, I think one of my greatest accomplishments on the music side was working on the Self-Destruction record. So that was one of the greatest accomplishments, being a part of that project with KRS-One and MC Light and Public Enemy, and D Nice was also on that project. So, when I was involved with that project 30-something years ago, I did not think that it would be still, relevant this, 2024, but also people are still listening to it.
Absolutely.
Almost like iconic records. So, I was having dinner with Jason Weaver a couple of years ago, the actor Jason Weaver, and I remember, just casually mentioning, hey, I worked on the movie and the music Self-Destruction, and everybody at the table, including Jason, stopped and looked at me, almost said, I said something wrong, like, wait a minute, what happened? And then he was like, you worked on Self-Destruction? I was like, yeah. He's like, don't worry about it, man, we got your dinner. And I was like, okay, all right, that was cool. So that was a blessing, but it showed me the impact that Self-Destruction still has years later. Even when they get to Dave Chappelle and say, hey, I worked on Self-Destruction, he's like, I love that record. That's one of my favorite records. So
classic.
That meant a lot to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's classic, man. Classic. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So listen, so what about, tell people how they can reach you.
The best way to reach me is to Google me. I would say type in Terry Moore, Music Biz Coach, and all my information will pop up. You can find me on Instagram, Terry_Moore, MOORER. And, even on the Legal Shield side, if people want to reach out to me, I can give my business line, which is 470-296-8584. And that's my business cell, 470-296-8584.
Nice. Now, if you could describe yourself... No, we did that already. The one word, right? Didn't we describe yourself in one word? What did you say?
No, not in one word.
Okay, yes. Describe yourself in one word for me.
Persistent.
Persistent.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm very persistent in everything I do. I'm persistent. Yeah.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah. I could definitely agree with that. Awesome. It has been a blessing. Any last words that you want to leave with your audience?
I go by the philosophy to treat people the way you want to be treated. And just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you had a bad life. And sometimes people treat a bad day as if it was a bad life. And keep pushing forward because, I'm proof that a person born with a disability. I mean, when I was born, the doctors told my parents to put me in a nursing home. And so thankful that they didn't listen. I always say that because we probably definitely wouldn't be having this conversation. But don't let anyone determine your destiny.
Absolutely. So, and what keeps you grounded? Let's speak a little bit about spirituality. What keeps you grounded?
Prayer. And faith. I am so, what's the word, when it comes to faith, I just believe without a shadow of a doubt that it's going to work out in my favor. It's going to definitely be like, my blessings will come. It may not come when I want it to come, but it's going to always come on time. And my faith has really been to the point where I just don't understand how people don't believe, especially when it says I can do all things.
Yeah.
It doesn't say I can do some things. It doesn't say I can do most things.
Okay, come on now.
Right, I can do all things. So if you believe that, then yeah, absolutely, you can do all things. You just have to have faith. I've seen so many examples of miracles that I can't even explain. Yeah, I absolutely know. And this is coming from somebody, like I say, that was supposed to be in a nursing home 58 years ago, 57 years ago when I was 2 or 3 years old. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's the blessing. Is there a routine that you do that keeps you grounded? Like, do you have any specific techniques?
You know what? It's weird because I've always wanted to be a morning person. And for 50 morning person, and the music industry ruined that for me. But within the last couple of months, because that's been like a dream of mine, to be a morning person, to get things. I normally get up, well, I shouldn't say normally now. I used to be the person that went to bed 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I would get up like 9, 10 o'clock the next morning and felt like, oh man, just my whole day, especially, when you're working your business and stuff.
Yeah.
So now I can proudly say that I get up at 4 a.m.
Okay.
And have my schedule where I work out and, I'm teaching myself how to play the piano, so I do a lot of that.
That is
and
amazing.
I do a lot of I have my prayer moments. I actually have a prayer closet. I turned a regular coat closet into a prayer closet.
Nice.
And I need to get into that prayer closet more because I'm always doing my praying in my office. So, having a routine.
Yeah.
That I have a calendar that I stick to the calendar like every day. And one of my business partners, Darnell Self, is really he's actually a millionaire in the industry that I worked in. I thought I was good at keeping a calendar, but he's extreme when it comes to, because he has a date nights and times he spends with his kids.
There you go.
All that's in the calendar.
Yes.
So I love it, and I'm following his model, but it's helping me a lot because I think that a lot of times when people don't have a calendar, that's when they feel overwhelmed. And when you feel overwhelmed, you don't get anything done. And when you don't get anything done, you fall into a mode of depression and where I'm doing. And so calendar to me is very essential.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm finding that to be, I'm hearing that a lot, talking to a lot of the men and like doing a lot of interviews with the men. You guys are really strategic and like you plan out, and I admire that. Because I need to get my life together. I feel like I feel like my routine ain't, it's not quite there,
It really helps to me. Calendars and being organized. I like labels on everything. I don't like a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
And with one of the things, my lesson was, I found out that I was wasting a lot of money being unorganized.
Oh, yes.
Because, for example, let's say I'm getting ready to go build something or I need a hammer. And, there used to be a time where I had stuff all over the place. And I know I got a hammer.
Right.
I can't find a hammer. I go pay money and buy a hammer.
Right.
2 or 3 weeks later, the hammer is somewhere where it shouldn't be. So now that I'm organized,
yes,
it took me a couple of years to get to that point. I love being able to, I know exactly where something is.
Yeah.
And I don't have to, waste money buying something 2 or 3 times that I already have and know exactly where it's at. So, yeah, I love it.
My God, that is hilarious. But it's good advice. It's good advice for the unorganized people out here in the world, okay?
I appreciate that.
Listen, baby, I love you so much.
I love
you and I honor you and I thank you for coming on, sharing your story, sharing yourself with me and your audience. And listen, we're going to see you on the next round. Thank you for jumping in this conversation.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it and I love you too.
Absolutely. You have been tuned in to Wind Down Wednesday with your girl Soulz Journey on K87, The Nation, baby. Tap in.